Mere hours ago, the LEGO Ideas team chose 5 finalists out of many submissions to be up for a vote between you and me to choose who will win the LEGO Ideas 80s submission. As you can see in front of me today, LEGO Ideas challenges, different from the generic or general LEGO Ideas program, had this little side challenge where anyone who wanted to submit an 80s themed LEGO Ideas set could submit. Like I said, it would be chosen, the finalists would be chosen by the LEGO Ideas team, and abnormally to certain other selection processes and stages, we actually get to decide the final voting according to the rules of this post here. As we scroll down, looking at the sets, I do want to give you an idea of the voting phase. LEGO Ideas members have the opportunity to vote, and based on this, it looks like the LEGO Ideas team is going to share the announced winner of the fan vote. Now, I imagine that is going to be the person who gets to have the final set of these selections here, but let's get right into who the 5 finalists are. And as you can see before me today, we have the ET Extra-Terrestrial by Brickster. What an amazing LEGO designer. He creates some amazing things. And then, of course, the Karate Kid by Delusion Brick, a wonderful friend of the channel. If you've seen any of our live streams, you've seen him many times. This design has been around for a long time, and I think he's finally getting the credit he deserves with this one. Next up, we have the Gremlins house by Bulldozer, and then the Goonies, once again, by Delusion Brick. So cool to see him in here twice before we get into these sets individually. Then lastly, Beetlejuice by Brick Built Labs. Now, as you can guess, I do have a little bit of a bias in these voting processes here. Of course, starting out with the Goonies by Delusion Brick. I remember when he posted this one as a challenge. Wow, this is such a huge set. It would be intriguing if the LEGO Ideas team took this on as an actual project. It's such a beautiful design, and wow, I really love it. I just fear that the LEGO Ideas team would trim this thing down and it would not nearly be as gorgeous as you see here today, or they would charge a very hefty price tag for this set. No less, though, this is one of the most popular designs with 582 comments, the others with 100 or so or less. Now let's move on to the next one with the ET Extra-Terrestrial. This one is more of a diorama of sorts, but it would be amazing to get a very new mold with, as this LEGO Ideas challenge set does have the ET head mold, which would be very fascinating if we got this. Unfortunately, I think while it is a very creative set, I think unfortunately it does lack in the build structure. With it being a diorama, in my mind, I really like the other ones being these full-on builds more so than just a diorama. But let me know in the comments what you think about this one. Has 67 comments so far. We cannot see the votings until the final roll call, so I'm very excited to see how these turn out. And as you can see, we only have 6 days left to vote on these. Next up, we've got Beetlejuice by Brick Built Labs. I personally don't have a huge attachment to Beetlejuice, but it is a beautiful looking house, and I can only imagine it is very true to the original content from which it takes. And it's, like I said, it's just a beautiful house. I feel like those who are really into the Beetlejuice would love this. And look at that figure lineup. A lot of smoking good figures there, and once again 65 comments, so it's interesting to see the interest so far that have gone into these sets. Moving on to the next one, as you can see at the top right, I already voted for the Karate Kid Wax On Wax Off by Delusion Brick. There's so much history with this set, more so than just this movie, but this was one of Delusion Brick's first designs. When I had the conversation with him on the podcast, he talked about this being his design, one of his earliest designs. He created a couple versions of this for a couple renditions of the LEGO Ideas program. It did hit 10K, of course. I think both of them hit 10K, and they continue to hit 10K fairly quickly. But we would get new figures with this as well, with with the two Master Miyagi, and I'm blanking on the other guy. Is it Pete? Daniel. And so getting these builds here, it's just such a cohesive, complete build that it would be. I was between this one and the Goonies, but I went with my gut. I went with this one. It's such a beautiful, cohesive build, as I mentioned. You get the different areas of the movie, and I think it just hits really, really hard. So I really, really love the set. Voted for this one. The links are going to be in the description below for you to be able to vote for your favorite set. Moving on to the last one is the Gremlins. Once again, don't have a super large connection to this movie, but it is by Bulldozer, who is a 10K club member. 123 comments. I mean, I think this is a wonderful Christmas set, and as well, we would get some intense head molds if we did get this set. These characters here are decked out to the max. Look at those arm printing, leg printing. They even have the new leg pieces that have come out since in the CMF lineups. Just a lot of minifigure goodness going on with these sets here. And forgive my ignorance if we've already gotten some Gremlins minifigs. I don't recall if we have, but once again, a lot of stuff going on here with these 80s movies. You all will have to let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite, which one do you think has the best chance of winning, and whoever is the winner will actually get a couple goodies. Not only will their set be created, but they'll get the Back to the Future DeLorean, Seinfeld stage, and then the Tron bike speeders. So I'm very excited to see, and they get 1% of the total net sales of the product, 10 complimentary copies of their Lego Idea set, and of course credit and a bio in the set materials. Very much looking forward to this. Also, you may have noticed this already, but I am very, very biased to Delusion Brick's 2 submissions. Can you imagine? He had 2 out of the 5 submissions. 40% of these submissions finalists were his. Very excited to see how this turns out. 6 days is all we have left. If my math is mathing correctly, that should be about May 1st. So this is going to be really quick turnaround with this. Make sure you vote. Link is in the description. You do have to have a Lego Ideas account, but I trust most of you watching this certainly do. Let me know in the comments. Am I crazy for not trying to vote for Gremlins or Beetlejuice? Let me know what you think in the comments below.